U Sports on CBC, présenté by Le Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada. Nike, Fox 40, Theraburn Medical Supply, Les Bagues Baron Rings, APAR, and by BioSteel.
Hello and welcome to the 2026 U Sports Men's Volleyball Championship on CBC. I'm Tristan McGuire alongside Scott Koski as we get ready to bring you the U Sports semi-final of the Consolation matchups here between the Laval Rouge and the Queen's Gaels. Queen's Gaels hitting on your screen as you see right now in the warm-up. Laval just got done their warm-up. Today, we're going to see the first of the semifinal matchups in the consolation bracket. Both of these teams losing their quarterfinal yesterday, but they are not down and out. They can win a consolation championship here at the U Sports in beautiful downtown Windsor, Ontario. As I mentioned earlier, I'm joined alongside Scott Koski, the head coach at UBCO, as well as a former national team player for Team Canada and the father of Darian and Noah Koski. Scott, how are you doing today?
Yeah, doing really well. It was a big day of volleyball yesterday. Some great matches, capped by the Windsor Lancer two-set down comeback, which was really energized the building here and setting the stage here for day two. Yeah,
wonderfully as well. Talk about a 3 sets in a row for Windsor. That's going to bring them a lot of energy into their semifinal matchup for the U Sport Championship. That's later this evening at 8 o'clock against the vaunted Trinity Western coming out of the West. You know all about them. Talk about their reputation.
Yeah, it'll be a big match tonight. You know, the top 4 teams, you know, in the country. It's really rewarding to see the Lancers, you know, be part of that. And you know, and then these matchups that we got going on here this afternoon, you know, it's that the title is consolation bracket, but you know, these are still really high level teams that you know, had tough matchups that didn't go their way, but we're going to see some great volleyball during the afternoon here today as well.
For sure, especially the technical volleyball played by Queens. They did sweep Windsor 3-0 in the OUA bracket final for the gold in the Ontario Championship, and as you mentioned, that tough first round matchup, and they find themselves here against Laval, who does have some high flyers as well. I'm not going to go into any predictions myself, but do you have an outcome that you see happening here?
Yeah, you know, this is, you know, this match here, these are both championship teams, right? You know, this is the number one team from RSCQ and the number 1 team from OUA. You know, both of them, I think, were probably satisfied with parts of their game yesterday and not satisfied with parts of their game. So, you know, this is the reality of this type of tournament. You know, someone has to play this 12 o'clock match on day 2 when you got a little bit of disappointment, but I would expect this is going to be a great matchup. Just looking at the warm-up here, both these teams are ready to go.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see as well. You mentioned the competitiveness factor that sometimes can be lost in other tournaments we see, but certainly not here at the national championship level. This is a team, you know, even if you get really bad loss on your plate on a day 1, you do have to recover immediately, because in less than 24 hours you're playing in a game that, you know, you want to play one more, especially for the guys who are looking at, this is my last year of championship level volleyball. We're at the highest level. Let's prove ourselves to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? This is how programs are built. You know, the step one is getting to the national championships, right? And then step 2 is winning a match at the national championships, right? And then you build from there, right? So, you know, I would say typically it's consolation, right? But these are hugely important matches, you know, for the conference, for these individual players, and for both of these programs, right? To get here is an honor, you know, and to win a match here, any match is outstanding.
Yep. And we're going to throw it to a break now. The opening serve will be coming up shortly thereafter. We're live from the University of Windsor, beautiful downtown Windsor, Ontario. You're watching the 2026 BioSteel U Sports Men's Volleyball Championship on CBC.
rockin' steady.
Le sport en direct sur ICTou.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est ICTou.tv.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
To the Lancer Centre in beautiful downtown Windsor, Ontario, in the 2026 U Sports Men's Volleyball Championship on CBC. Now we're going to meet our starting lineups for the evening between the Queens Gaels and the Laval Rouge.
Serge Tedio. On the floor, Sarah Maxwell-Bunyan. The line judges, Dave Williams, Brittany Saunders, Angelo Messina, and Kennedy Ramsden. The official scorers, Leah Leung and Kelvin Yee. Here is the starting roster for the Queens Gaels. Number 8, Nikola Metrovic. Number 9, Ben Carr. Number 11, Chris Zimmerman. Number 17, Reed Benning. Number 19, Alex Brederovich. Number 20, Isaac Zabjak. The liberos, number 4, Chris Francis. And number 14, Carter Sedgwick. The head coach of the Queens Gaels is Gabrielle DeGroot.
We're just about to get underway here as the teams line up behind the service line. Laval Rouge taking to the court. Apologies for missing that earlier. Queens Gaels are consoling each other, getting ready to start here for both of these teams, what could be their last games of the season. One of them going to move on to the Consolation Championship.
Now, on the Laval side right here, you see out of the starting lineup, Max Lausier, Max Lausier, not in the lineup today, out with injury. All-Canadian player, long-time veteran of the Rouge Or program there. That's going to be a big obstacle for Laval to overcome today.
So We see Charles Saint-Aubin starting in position number 1. He'll be up to serve. Aubin tosses up a spinner. Passed out of the 6th position. Set high outside. It's out of system. It's going to be a out of system ball as well for the Rouge. Error as they swing off the net and out of bounds. So it's 1-0 Queens to start this game.
Yeah, Chouassi, you see he's going on the cross court here today. Yesterday, a lot of the balls that he was trying to hit were down the line. That one there, pretty good footwork, a little bit off the top of the net. Tough start.
Up to serve now, Reed Venning for the Gaels. Hard serve out of the back. Good pass, though. Pushed into the middle. Deep swing off the hands and out the back. That's a score for the Rouge as they tie this game at 1 apiece.
Yeah, Laval continuing the strong serve reception like they did yesterday. Venning, OUA leader in service aces. Laval does a really nice job handling that one, getting the middle ball side out.
To serve now, number 6, Felix Dufort. Passed up well. One hand set to the middle. Tipped off the hands. The ball's alive. Pushed outside. Triple block down the line. They're going to say it went out. No touch. So 2-1 for the Gaels.
Nice save by Chouassi there. You see the block out on the far side. He makes the save. The ball goes to the outside here to Bocard. He just misses the line shot.
Tossing up the serve. Bit of a roll shot, dug up well. Pushed to the right side. Swung down the line and they score there.
Saint-Aubin does a nice job there. You can see gets the ball all the way out to the line for Chouassi. Hard shot down the line. Cedric can't handle that.
Yep. And you mentioned Chouassi likes that line, and he took it there. Able to tie this game back up at 2. Pretty back and forth to start this match. A couple of errors, couple of scores on the service line. Served up there by Gendron. John's pushed to the outside. Swing, but it lands in the court off the net. Awkward angle. And it's 3-2. Or sorry, that one went out of bounds.
Yeah, into the net on that side. Mitrovic, he got on the hard angle yesterday against UBC.
Gendron does his warm-up, throws up the spinner. Passed up well by the Gaels. Move to the outside. Over the top of the block. And touched. Out the pass, receive, out of bounds.
Francis does a nice job there. Handles that spin serve out to Mitrovic on the outside. Zimmerman gives him a ball. He can get high through the seam. That's a nice point for the Gaels.
To serve, Alex Berderovich. Berderovich, he lines up far on the left side. Goes for a high toss floater. Passed well, good push to the right side. Chouassi dug up well. Overpass though. And there's a couple of miscommunication between the lines, but they're going to say it touched off the block and went out. So another point off the swings. Good kills so far by the Rouge. Doing well offensively. Now Chouassi back to serve. Tosses up the floater. It's going to be an out-of-system play here. Swung on hard, and it lands on the far left side of the court here, as it's a beautiful swing out of the left side for the Gaels.
Mitrovic finding his range there. Zimmerman does a good job locating that ball a little bit off the net on the reception. Mitrovic gets on the hard angle.
Yeah, beautiful adjustment. Zimmerman. And the ball is alive. What a pancake there. Dug up well, though, off the left side swing. Now back. Gaels going to be forced here. What can they do? Push to the outside. It's a tip. It's blocked. Resetting. On the 2. Forced off the block. Ball still alive. Bump pass to the outside. Beautiful rally so far here. To the right side. It's tipped. Ball is still alive. Saint-Aubin goes for the tip. Push to the left side. Swung off the block hard. Ball is still alive. Dug up well. This is volleyball, ladies and gentlemen. Hard angle cross, and it's a forced error.
Wow.
Unable to get on top of it. Thomas Beaucarty. But what a rally between these two clubs. A couple of tight plays to the net. No one was giving up on it. Beautiful digs on both sides by respective liberos. And still back to serve now, Zimmerman. what was there, probably 7 or 8 exchanges there over the net. Zimmerman goes for the float. Passed up. One-handed set off the net. Late to it there. Went for a little bit of a meter ball. Miscommunication between the middle and the center. Forestier unable to get on top of it. Number 6, Felix Dufort. So Zimmerman will take back to the scoreline as now it's 6-4 in favor of the Gaels. Zimmerman goes for the float once more. Passed up well. Saint-Hubert into the middle. Dug up well by Queens. Left-handed. Out of system swing. Now it's to the left side. Swung off the block. Good hard swing through the ball. Bocardi.
Yeah, you can see on transition here, Saint-Hubert accelerates the ball a little bit. He's on the move, making sure that the outside guy, Bocardi, has the line against Venning, who's a really, really strong blocker.
Bocardi. Hard serve, dug up well. It's a far push from Zimmerman, and it's swung high and out of bounds by the high-flying blonde, Reed Venning.
Venning looking for the angle there. A little bit too much drift on that one from the outside. You know, Zimmerman's got to locate that ball just a little bit higher up there. Let Venning use his attack height.
These inside sets aren't going to be enough. Another serve well. It's going to be a forced ball into the inside. High tip. Wow, what a score out of system there by Venning. Was smart, put it through the blocker's hands just enough. And the Rouge et Or could not pick it up.
Yeah, much better job on the footwork there from Venning. He recognizes early that that's going to be a long set, corrects the footwork, gets it at full height.
Yeah. Mitrovic serves it to the back. See ball blocked straight down. Beautiful block there. They read the play well.
Yeah, it was on the Queen's side though, I think. Chuasi, I think,
really?
Gets it just on the inside of the block there. Yeah.
Good adjustment by Chuasi. That was a far inside set.
Yeah. Very well done. Very well done.
Push to the left side. Swung on hard there.
Nice
Number 9,
tempo there.
Ben Carr.
Yeah, nice tempo there by Zimmerman. You see a little bit of a faster reception. He accelerates that ball to the outside. Carr one-on-one. Anytime you can attack the ball right to position 6 there, it's advantage to the attacker.
Zabjek back to serve. High toss spin serve. He's going to get a lot on it, but it's a first service error we see of the game, which is good. I like that. You know, some of these teams, they always go for those high-ripped spin serves, and it's a unforced error, right? I'd rather see those jump floats get put into play, and honestly, higher ace percentage than you'd think with the jump float serve at this level. Hybrid serve out the back. Passed up well right to the net. Into the middle, forced to be tipped. Resetting now. Laval, and they go off the hands and out of bounds for a good tool swing there out of the left side.
Yeah, nice cover ball by Morneau. Saint-Hubert accelerates. You see right over top of the middle blocker there. That's a tough route. 2 hitters on 1 blocker. That's a nice run by the experienced setter.
And good job by Pomerol there to go cross off the hands. I think if he tried to turn down the line, it would have been under his feet. Another adjusted serve there. It's going to be a free ball to work with. Passed into the middle. Pipe swing off the net. And a score. Bit of a lucky play there. Bocardi coming out of the back. Thought he was going to get all of it, but had to adjust the swing outside. Hits the net just over the tape, though. And now it's 10-8, a 2-point lead for Laval. Hybrid serve to the outside. Passed well. Back to Venning, and he swings hard. Out of system set. Touches hands. Played back and underneath the net. So we'll be 11-8 lead for Laval as we get our first timeout of the match. Taken by Queens.
Yeah, Coach de Groot here, I think he's got to be talking to him a little bit about the quality of their serve reception. Last night, or yesterday afternoon rather, they were really solid against a strong serving team from UBC. Now, it's not a big difference in the quality, but just enough to put them out of the system slightly.
Right, and it's tough when you're forced to adjust, right? If you're used to this hard spinning team, you know, passes almost come easier. As you know, you played at the high level. you can become pretty routine with how you're going to pass that ball, but all of a sudden you're getting a hybrid serve or a float serve, and ball's moving, you know, a third of the speed, but it just forces you to make those plays that mess up your whole system. And then respectfully, when you have to adjust defensively, you're already out of place.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, that's part of recalibrating yourself, right? You know, the velocity of the UBC spin serves that we saw yesterday, you know, Pratt, Jajera, that's a little bit more than what Laval brings. Laval a little more technical here today. You just got to find the difference and adjust the game.
Yeah. Quick timeout for Laval. They're already back, ready to go. Pleased with their play so far. As Queens takes back to the court now after trailing by 3. The start of this first set of the Consolation semifinal. Spinner to the back row. Put it in the middle and swung on, but it's out of bounds. No touch off the hands. Queens wants it. They're begging the ground referee. Have to be careful here in the first set. You don't want to get a card too early.
Yeah, it was a nice pass by Carr on that one. It was a good run by Budzerovic. That was the right shot over there. Just missed the sideline.
Back to serve now. Charles Saint-Aubin. Urbain, again, he slows up the serve with the changeup. Push to the right side, swung on by Venning. And he gets the touch off the block. Bring Queens back with the side out as he'll take to the service line.
Yeah, nice idea by Zimmerman there, right? You get Venning a ball before he goes back to serve. That's always a good idea when you got a big server going back to the line.
Here's Venning now. Takes his time. Leans into that ball and hits the tape to slow it up just enough. Into the middle and swung on. Blocker was late. Immediate response from Laval.
Morneau, a nice job here. Same as yesterday. He did a great job against Manitoba. Continuing to deliver quality balls there for Saint-Aubin around the middle. Really hard for Queens to stop.
High toss. Leaned into it. It's an ace serve. Between the 1-6 seam there. Beautiful ace serve.
Great serve by Perron, the rookie. You know, he played a solid game last night. The serving kind of left him a bit at the end, but that was a great start for him.
Yep. Perron, he knows the seam well. We'll see if he can repeat. Goes to the same spot. The libero was ready this time. Into the pipe. And off the hands and out of bounds. Good run there by the Queens Gaels as they're able to change things up a bit. And utilizing their front row a lot. Get a swing out of the back row.
Yeah, Francis gets a lot of credit for that one there, right? Delivers a solid pass, middle combo.
Yeah. Ben Carr up to serve. Carr with a service error. So point immediately given back as Laval now starting to command this game a bit with a 15-10 lead.
Yeah, 5-point lead here at the midpoint of the set. Laval's got to be really, really pleased with where they sit right now.
Into the middle. Swung on. Just a little bit off the hands. Unable to receive on defense. Laval, so it's Queens getting the ball back.
Both sides, both liberos here delivering the ball right to the setters. The high percentage runs through the middle. That's a good place for the middle of this match here.
Put into play there by Budzerovic. Now to the outside. Swung over the block, but dug up well. Out of the right side, Venning. Doesn't get the touch. So it's 16-11 now for Laval.
Really tough play by Zimmerman there. That reception takes him out past the referee stand. Lays the ball up there for Venning, but he's really only got the cross-court angle.
Choisi now back to serve. Tosses up the float serve. It's passed well to the center. Zimmerman puts it to the outside. Swung on hard, takes the risk, but gets blocked for it. And it's 17-11, commanding lead.
Yeah, watch the read here of the Laval middle blocker, right? Zimmerman's a little bit off the net. The middle guy leaves Zabjek, doubles up Mitrovic on the outside. That's good game planning.
Choisi puts the float serve in play. Zimmerman forced to come off of it, puts it to the right side. Venning off the block, able to recycle it to the outside. The Gaels, again, trying to use that left side, but you mentioned that middle blocker, able to get a read on it for Laval. And a second timeout taken here in the first set. It's 18-11 for the Rouge Gaels.
Yeah, that transition ball just a little bit tight to the net. I think Saint-Aubin for a setter at 6'6" is a pretty big guy, right? So you got to leave your outside guys room to work, both the seam and the line. That one just a little tight for Mitrovic.
For sure. Yeah, Mitrovic, you know, he takes his time to adjust. We saw earlier in the game. With adjusting that footwork, him and Venning both, you got to... Also, just a heads up, fans, there's the Women's Championship Volleyball Watch coming up on CBC, the home of university sports in Canada. The best U Sports women's volleyball teams will head to Langley, BC for the 2026 U Sports Women's Volleyball Championship presented by Booster Juice, March 13th to 15th. Catch the action exclusively on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube, U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. Also, just a heads up, fans, for the U Sports National Championship, give us your feedback. Scan the QR code on the screen and let us know what you think and how you're enjoying your watch here on CBC. As we take back to the court, both teams out of the timeout, ready to go and finish off this first set of the Consolation semifinal. Back to serve, Choisi out of the timeout. Choisi, safe float serve. They're going to go to the middle on the 30, and it scores. Good set there by Zimmerman, puts it in the wheelhouse of number 20, Isaac Zabjak, as we see on the replay here. Perfect set. He was already in the air and ready for that one.
Yeah, Laval putting a lot of pressure on Mitrovic there with the front court serve reception. That was a nice play.
Zimmerman uses the float serve of his own. Saint-Aubin into the pipe on a backside. What a run there by Laval. Beautiful play.
Yeah, I see on the replay here, look, Mornos, that's Saint-Aubin up right in the middle. It's a good read. That back pipe is so hard for the middle blocker to adjust to. Zabjak's got to respect his middle guy. Aubin explodes to the opening.
Bocadi up to serve. Tosses it far into the court. He got as much out of that service line as possible. Into the pipe, out of their own, and it's a tip play. Saw the libero cheating back in the back row there. High IQ play by the Gaels.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a mistiming there by Carr on that one, but he hung in the air long enough to get it to the open spot. So.
It almost helps in that way too. You get a better look at the court, and you can understand, okay, I've messed up my timing on this, but now, you know, I got to adjust. Sometimes it's the play that scores. Going to be an out-of-system play here. Free ball to work with for Queens. What can they do with it? Zimmerman goes to the middle again. It's been scoring. Going to recycle it. Pushes it to the right side. Venning. Dug up well out of the back row. Push to the right side. C-ball and crushed. Out of right side. Back row.
Now, it's a nice play by Choisi. You see Saint-Aubin backing up here. I don't know if that's a called play. He leaves that ball a little bit inside, and Choisi can get to the angle on that one. That was a really nice choice.
I must say I'm impressed right now by Saint-Aubin. He's adjusting well to every ball, and he knows his options from each position on the court.
Yeah, when you watch him, he's always taking a quick look at the blockers. He's in complete control right now.
To serve now. Number 8, Alexandre Boilard, put that ball in play, but he'll go right off the court as it's a swing the other way for Queens. Scores now 20-14 though, so they've dug themselves quite a bit of a hole to try and get out of. Back to serve, Isaac Zabjak. Zabjak forced to serve over a blaring horn, and that's the crowd's point there. Service error out the right side. So 21-14, 7-point lead regained by Laval.
Yeah, similar to yesterday, Zabjak, a little bit of trouble finding his rhythm initially here. That one was not bad, but you want to see it try to make a couple of those.
Saint-Aubin tosses up the spin serve. Back row going to be an overpass party ball and crushed out of the left side there.
Yeah, Saint-Aubin continuing his strong serving here. It's a good strong serve right into position 6, challenging Mitrovic. Just can't quite get the right angle on it.
Carol foaming at the mouth there as he saw that ball come over. Aubin slows the ball up there, off the net. High ball to the outside bump set, and it's read well with the triple block. Textbook play from Laval as they find themselves within 2 points.
Yeah, St. Aubin, that one, yeah, following up, you know, a strong spin serve, changes it up with a little bit of a hybrid there, working on the front row hitter Carr. That was, that's a nice decision by St. Aubin.
Aubin, what does he have in his bag of tricks? Another little bit of a change up, slows it down into the middle, swung well though by Queens. They like that 31 play, where they could force the middle a little bit tight to the net, turn on the ball. Another good swing for number 19, Alex Berderovich.
Yeah, it's the same one. He just missed out the sideline. Lots of confidence, came back, went for it again. Got the result on that one.
Venning back to serve. Leads the ball well, but he hits the top of the tape. The net's tight here as it's 24 set point for Laval. What can they do with it? As they go back, they want to put this game away early. 24-15 commanding lead. High toss spin serve. Dug up well, pushed high ball to the outside through the block. So they earn the point back and stay alive this set as Queens moves up to 16. On the set, good swing out of the outside and able to get through that triple block. They had that all red, but just not quite tight enough with the press. Ben Carr back to serve. Carr off the top of the tape, ball slowed up. Saint Aubin to the right side, Choisi off the hands. Now it's moved to the outside for Queens.
Yeah, net fault there on Zimmerman. He did a nice job. Tried to save that tight pass. It was a net fault. Foot landed over the center line.
So first set,
Laval.
First set, Laval Rouge will take it 25-16, commanding 9-point victory here in set number 1. This is a best of 5. We shall see how the remainder of the game goes as we switch sides.
These early day matchups that you have here, right? Sometimes that first set is so important. You know, you can find a little bit of momentum, find a little bit of your rhythm, and it really helps you get going. You know, Queens was good early and lost a little bit of rhythm in the middle. You know, St. Aubin's serving run kind of put them in a tough spot.
Yeah, and I got to give credit Saint Aubin, player of that set there, as he was able to put every single ball into the swing zone. We're going to go to commercial break here at the end of the first set. Laval takes the first set 25-16. You're watching the 2026 BioSteel U Sports Men's Volleyball Championship on CBC.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
Hey you sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
CBC Sports is Canada's home for university sport. The best university swimmers in Canada are in Markham, Ontario at the 2026 U Sports Swimming Championships. Daily coverage begins at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time with heats followed by medal races at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Tune in on CBC Gem. Venning up the serve, and it's an error right off the hop. 1-0 for Laval. Not the start you'd want if your Queen's coming out of that set break.
Yeah, Benning's been good with the serving. Usually when he starts serving first, each of the sets that he started, he's done a really nice job. That was like you said, that's a tough start for Queens.
Saint-Aubin shows to the back, dug up well. Zimmerman to the outside. It's going to be a roll shot. Put up, setters out of the play. Libero forced with a bump set to the left side. No touches off the block. Hitting error out the back. And Laval forcing a point out there with Queens regaining the ball.
Yeah, good swing from the outside. Looking for high off the block. There's not much there. Just missed.
Carr up the serve. Gets really on top of that one. It's a tip there. Put up well by Saint-Aubin. You saw the blocker coming in with the tip. Swung through and out on the back line over the block. Beautiful swing there. Number 8, Nikola Mitrovic.
And on that overpass there, you see Saint-Aubin is actually in the back row, but he keeps his hands below the height of the net to deflect that back. It's a smart play.
Carr back to serve. Tough serve to pass, but good push outside by Saint-Aubin. Ball's still alive. Push deep and out the back. Really out of system ball there for Laval, as now it's good serving from Queens, forcing some plays out of the Rouge et Or.
Yeah, ball just a little bit off the net. Saint-Aubin delivers a nice long ball to the outside. Podarevic and Zimmerman shut it down.
Here's Carr back with the ball, third time in a row. Almost an ace serve there. Aubin able to get there. Roll shot, score. Out of the right side. Good play from number 15, Félix-Antoine Perron. Able to adjust on that ball and got a read for the court. Saw the honey pot in the middle.
Yeah, I see Coach DeGroot over there. Queens got everything they wanted out of that serve, and you just have to make that dig.
Yeah. Hard serve. Received well into the middle. Going to be a tip play. The ball is alive. What a double save there from the two front row players. To the right, Venning swung on, dug up, back over the net. Venning out of the play. Into the middle and crushed. Wow. Heavy swing out of the middle for Queens as they seem to have found their groove.
Yeah, lots of great actions on that play, but if you go back and watch, there's Venning, the free ball that he delivers after that attack. He's backing up, puts it right on the spot for Zimmerman. That was impressive.
Lining up far on this side, Berderovic goes for the hybrid serve there. Popped up into the middle. Good dig. The ball is still alive. Going to be a far tip. Zimmerman to the outside. Doug, it's 2 touches, 3, and it's out of bounds. Again, good blocking from Laval. Able to adjust there to the left side set.
Yeah, Chuesi's strong on the outside hand, right? He sees Mitrovic looking for the line, seals the line with his outside hand. That's a nice block.
Serve passed up Zimmerman for the pipe, and it scores. Wow, defensive positioning a little bit off there for Laval. They left that spot wide open in the 6-back spot. Good adjustment and a good swing for Queens.
Yeah, Zimmerman's gone twice in a row to the middle there, flips it over the top to Carr on the pipe.
Zimmerman back to serve. 3 swingers on the front row for Queens. Keep an eye on that. Into the middle, blocked well. Number 20 getting his hands on top of it. Zabjak with the press.
Yeah, lots of support from Venning on that one. Venning also, in addition to serving, one of the best blockers in the OUA. He does a nice job, gives Zabjak support, shuts down that long 31 run.
Zimmerman waiting for a ball here, switched it out.
Yeah, yesterday Zimmerman had a lot of success with this float serve here. This last one, he got it over there to Morneau in position 1. We'll see where he goes with this one.
Goes down the line, passed well by the left side, in the right side. Chouassi, but read well. The blocking of Queens starting to pick things up. And we get a timeout for Laval, their first of this match, as it's 7-3 for the Gaels going into the break.
Yeah, as with on the little towel wipe there, Queens assistant coach Josh Godet gets up. He gives a little bit of instructions to the block. You can see that one. They moved the block in right on the cross court on that one, right? That's where Chouassi was trying to go. Queens was all over it.
We'll see if Chouassi tries to go back down the line now on his next swing. You mentioned his capabilities to switch between the two. But yeah, much better performance from Queens, especially after missing that first serve. You know, they've got themselves on a 7-2 run.
Yeah, same as in the first set, right? In the first set there was a bit of a run by Saint-Aubin, you know, stringing some points together. It's going to happen in every set of volleyball. You know, there's going to be runs, and when you're on it, it's how can you maintain it, and when it's going against you, you know, it forces you to execute at a little bit of a higher level, because you can't let that run go on for too long, or it's hard to recover.
Yeah. 100%, just as you mentioned, that first game, that run got away from Queens, but here, can they make it go in their favor?
Yeah,
their blocking is certainly helping.
Absolutely, yeah. Zimmerman, the last serve here, he went down the line to the front row guy, trying out Bacardi, who wasn't the starter yesterday. We'll see where he goes on this one.
This time it's top of the tape out of the timeout. Coach's point.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, rallying up to 4. Terrell Chouassi back to the service line. Opposite hitter. Front row hands for Laval. Passed well. Zimmerman into the middle. Not able to get all of it. Now it's Saint-Aubin to the left side. Big turn. What's the call? Head ref saying it went straight out of bounds. No touch there off the block. And 8-4 gain. Regained for Laval.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky there by Bacardi. I think good shot just right through the seam.
Laval trying to climb back into the game, but giving it away. Serve goes out of bounds. Of course, error from the service line.
2 missed serves in a row from Queens here. This is an important point of the match. You know, you're up +3, +4. You want to try to keep pressuring the Laval side out.
It's not like it's crazy serves you're going for either. Like, those are ones you got to put inside the confines of the court. Another missed serve. So both teams pretty well did good from the service line in the first set. Now the second one, we see maybe a bit of tired arms as they're trying to pull those balls to one side of the court, but unable to adjust the reticle.
Yeah, see what Zabjak's got here. See if he can get his. He hasn't been able to find the court on the first 2. This one I think is important.
Puts it into play. Saint-Aubin back to the left side. They're going to call 4 touches. No touch off the block. So it's another point for Queens.
That was a big play by Zabjak there, right? Queens in a position of advantage here. Coming off back-to-back misses. He puts a really strong serve into Perron on the front court. That's nice execution.
Zabjak back to serve. Making his last one. See what he can do here. Good serve to the far side. But a good adjustment there by Laval. Out of system play. Into the middle. Tipped. Libero picks it up. Set off the hands able to reset Queens. Zimmerman, high ball inside, a triple block, straight down. Read it like a children's book. As the front row of Laval starting to adjust now a lot better to the hitting of Queens.
Yeah, it's good. Good swing by Carr. I think, you know, +5, you got nothing to lose on that one. Take a hard swing in the block. Doesn't go your way. Move on.
Float serve deep and picked up. Moved in the middle. Quick set. Works off the hands in favor of Queens as they regain the ball.
Yeah, Carson Francis, you see on that reception there, he really sets the tempo on that one. Delivers a nice reception in system. Easy ball for Zimmerman to get to the middle.
Yeah, good job. Queens too, operating with 2 libero system. Both libs doing a good job defensively and on serve receive. Here's Benning. Heavy spin serve. Tight to the net. Saint-Aubin with the slide. It's picked up well. Going to be out of system though. Tipped off the hands. Saint-Aubin out of the play. High ball to the left side from 6 back. Off the tape. Into the court on the wrong side, unfortunately, for Laval. So, still with the ball, defending at the service line for Queens.
I see Coach Brousseau on the sideline there. A little teachable moment for the first-year guy. He tried to float into that one, but it's just not possible at this level.
Venning. Another heavy spin serve, almost took out Chouassi, who was, you know, I've seen that happen at all levels where, you know, that opposite player in the back row trying to get to his spot, he can get targeted.
Yeah, you're not really expecting it to come at you there, and you know, you're moving to approach and not receive. It's tough.
Saint-Aubin. Aubin straight into the chest and crushed out of the middle. Off serve receive. That middle position has been fed well for Queens.
Now Francis, you can see here, handles that spin serve, sides out on the first try. Some rotations are more important than others depending on the moment. That was a big serve, and what a play.
Carr up the serve. Spinner to the 3 spot. Push to the outside. Chouassi on the left side, but he gets blocked.
Zimmerman releases out there one-on-one. You can see Queens now, right after those 2 misses, they're on a run here of made serves, right? Now all the pressure's on the Laval side out. It's a nice adjustment here by Queens.
Carr up the serve once more. Fighting against the crowd's horns. Puts a roll shot up there. Saint-Aubin, one-handed back set. I'm going to call over the attack. He is back row right now. Jumped above that tape, so it's another timeout for Laval as it's 15-7 lead for the Gaels.
Similar to the first set, right, where Laval was able to put Queens in a little bit of difficulty off for serve reception. You know, Queens, their last run of servers here has been able to have Laval somewhere around the 3-meter line, which gives their block the massive advantage.
Yeah, Queens just adjusting very well. I'm impressed. After that first set, they let it get away from them, but good response here. And there's a reason that it's a 5-set game.
Yeah, you know, these games here have a way of finding themselves to, you know, 4 and 5 sets, right? The first one there, it's early, you know, it's noon. These guys aren't used to playing at this time of day. It takes a while to find the rhythm, but you know, once both teams find the rhythm, usually you're here for a long time.
Yep. I'd rather it be that way. More volleyball, the better.
Yeah, and like we said off the start, right? These are two championship teams, right? This is number 1 OUA, number 1 RSEQ. So, you know, this is an important matchup. This is a game that's going to be a battle right to the end.
Yep. And you can tell it's meant to be this way with these two teams playing at this level, because even though the first game, you know, bit of domination from Laval, it's a good response here. 8-point lead for the Gaels in set number 2. So coming out of the timeout, we'll see what they can do with it as they have the ball. Carr. Out of the timeout. Puts a serve in play. That's the important part. Saint-Aubin into the pipe and leaned into. Oh my goodness. Bocati flying out of the back row. And I mean flying. Look at this on the replay. All of that led well by Saint-Aubin. Put it in the perfect spot for him.
Yeah, great run. Morneau, the libero, delivers an outstanding pass out of the timeout. Side out Laval.
Put in play. Zimmerman into the middle. Swung once again. Serve receive into that middle spot. It's working for him. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely, yeah. Your highest percentage attacker, generally speaking, is in the middle of the court, the middle blocker. Zimmerman getting the ball to him where he can hit both ways. That's a nice shot.
Berderovich back to serve now. Rocking the bandana, starting on that far left side. Float serve. Passed well. Saint-Aubin puts it really inside for Choisi. He's forced to tip it. Zimmerman out of the play to the outside. Tight set. Off the hands. Got what he wanted. Out of system. That's what you want. All you can ask for.
Yeah, good set by Berderovich there. I would say maybe not exactly where he was hoping for it, but on that angle, actually, it looks like that's probably where he wanted it. Right there on the line. Mitrovic can take it, block out.
Berderovich back. Passed well. Saint-Aubin pushed it in with the tempo set. Forced to reset here. Choisi just going to send a free ball over. Venning. Again out of the middle. Swung on. Good play by Zabjak. Really using that middles now as the Queens. And they're scoring, like you said, highest scoring percentage.
Yeah, and Venning doing such a nice job there, right? All the free balls go behind the setter. Venning drops a free ball perfectly on Zimmerman's head for the point.
Berderovich. Deep floater, and it keeps going out the back. That's what I'm sure he was hoping he'd get that needle to make it drop, but it does not. That's a risk you could take when it's 18-9.
Yeah, he picked up 2 on his serve. You add 2 to your total. You miss, you don't love it, but you can move on.
Check up Gendron. Back to serve. Gendron, a little bit behind the ball, forced to send an easy one over. High set to the outside and drilled into between the legs of Gendron.
Zimmerman lays it up here. You're seeing the replay a little bit off. Look, lays that ball up there. Mitrovic takes the big cross-court swing.
Able to get around that block too. Mitrovic doing a good job so far after that first set being blocked several times. Now starting to adjust the read. Maybe put a question mark in the heads of Laval. Deep float serve received with the hands. Swung out of the left side. Off the top of the hands. Was really tight set, but good adjustment there by Bocati on the left side.
Yeah, that was a very good adjustment there. Venning was all over that ball. That was probably tighter than Bocardi wanted it. And that was a nice way to grab that point.
Choisi back to the service line. He likes to go to his jump floater. And he will once more. A little bit of backspin on that ball. Zimmerman to the right side. And off the hands, I thought it might have been a little bit telegraphed, but you know, going against the grain of play, you can never go wrong.
No, it's 2 in a row now to Mitrovic, right? Zimmerman was in the middle there, brought the block in a little bit. Now he's spread it back out. 2 kills from Mitrovic, 1 from 4, 1 from 2. Now he's back at the line.
Mitrovic, high toss spinner, leans into it. Beautiful pass by Bocati. Swung on top. Good dig. It's over the net. Out of the play, Saint-Aubin. Nice back set to the left side. Swung through the block. It was alive for a moment off the net, but good adjustment there by Laval. And I'm surprised, you know, there's been a couple plays so far that Saint-Aubin isn't afraid to take that first ball. And you know he's got the front row that can back him up with the set.
Yeah, absolutely. When the ball gets tight in that corner over there, sometimes the setter just has to take it.
Sorry. Zimmerman to the right side. Venning. Only one blocker right on him, and he's able to get down that line. Make the Gaels regain it.
Yeah, that's the first shot that Venning's hit to that side over there, 6-5, right? He was, the Zimmerman located that ball inside. Venning got to it nice and high. That's the spot that's open. That's a great hit.
Zabjak back to serve. Leans into one. Dug up well. Saint-Aubin to the left side. Inside set, it works there. Almost a 4-ball. Swung on beautifully out of the left side. Good adjustment. Saint-Aubin, good connection with his front row right now.
Yeah, that was nice by Laval. That was a good serve by Zabjak. That's 3 good serves in a row for him. Laval was able to fight that one off and get the side out.
Float serve. They call in. I think that might be the right call. I'm calling that's
well, the referee is overruling that one.
Okay. It was very close. That's one where maybe if you're at the Olympic level, you get the overhead and see if the shadow's on the ball.
That's what the challenge system would be for. Yep.
Venning back to serve. Rips it into the net. Another service error for Queens, but they don't mind. They're holding right now a 9-point lead, 22-13. Big advantage here for the Gaels as they were able to adjust in set number 2. Shout Saint-Aubin back with the ball. 3 front row swingers for the Rouge. Tight pass over the net, picked up. Saint-Aubin facing the net. Beautiful set to the right side. It's swung by Chouassi. He's utilizing all 3 of those swingers well.
Yeah, Chouassi having a little bit more success again down the line, right? Saint-Aubin getting that ball all the way out. He can reach, chip it off the block where the position 6 defender can't recover.
Saint-Aubin trying to get his team back in this one. Goes for the hybrid serve. Push in the middle. Zimmerman to the pipe. Crushed and dug up well. Tight set for Chouassi. Tips it over the block. Passed up. Pipe. And a swing error as he taps his chest there in acknowledgement from number 8, Nikola Mitrovic, who has been very good offensively this game. Just a little bit of a miscalculation on that one.
Yeah, and on the Laval side, that's 2 good serves from Saint-Aubin and 2 good defensive plays from Morneau, right? You just want to take a little bit out of Queens here. Don't know if you're winning this set, but you want to make them spend some energy.
Yep. Saint-Aubin goes for the spinner there. Why not? He sent it out the back. So it's 23-15 now. 8-point advantage. 2 points away from the set being in the pocket of the Gaels. Carr up to serve. Good spin serve. Dug out of the right side and crushed down the line, but out of bounds. Would have been a beautiful play in transition there. Or number 15.
Yeah, Perron, that's like you said, that was a great play that just missed. He received that ball and hit the short side ball out of position 2. That's a high-level play, just missed.
I'm surprised he wanted to get back behind that ball because he had the libero with him. Serve leaned into. Saint-Aubin into the 31 position. Going to be a very out-of-system free ball. Into the middle, Saint-Aubin is going to use it again, but this time swinging behind that ball at the shoulder height, sends it straight out of bounds. So that will be set number 2 in favor of the Queens Gaels, and they tie it at 1 apiece.
Yeah, a pretty competitive set. I don't know if Laval's going to really love it. You know, they're obviously they're not because they lost it, but you know there was a few moments there where they lost a little bit of their precision that really ended up costing them in the end.
So that is set number 2. Huge win for the Gaels as they tie it at 1 in this best-of-5 consolation semifinal. You're watching the 2026 BioSteel U Sports Men's Volleyball Championship on CBC. I am Tristan McGuire alongside Scott Koski. We'll be back with set number 3 shortly.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Du Nord-Ouest, le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine. Parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Le sport en direct sur icitout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est icitout.tv.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
CBC Sports is the home of university sports in Canada. Catch the best U Sports men's hockey teams as they face off in the 2026 University Cup presented by Steel Mazda, live from Halifax. Championship action begins Thursday, March the 19th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. I'm Tristan McGuire, joined alongside Scott Koski as we're back for set number 3 action between Queens Gaels and Laval Rouge. Sets are tied at 1 apiece. Back to serve now, Charles Saint-Aubin. Aubin gets that ball in play. Ace serve with the jump float to start the game. Just the way that I'm sure Rouge are happy with coming out of that break.
Yeah, and the pattern continues. You know, early in the set was Laval, then it was Queens. Now it's Laval with a slight advantage already, even though it's only 1.
Going to the spin serve. He's got a big bag of tricks there, Aubin. The outside, swung off the blocks. Good pick up there. Far right side set for Choisi, and he scores. What an adjustment. Wow.
What a reversal from Saint-Aubin. You won't see it on the replay here, but all the way from position 4, he fires that ball across the court for the kill. What a play.
Very talented hands on that young man as he takes to the service line. An ace and an assist to start the game. Not too bad. Zimmerman. Aubin first to take that first ball. Swung high off the hands. Good adjustment there by Laval. Now Zimmerman. Beautiful play into the middle. Tipped back. And it scores. Good adjustment from the Gaels to get that pass receive and get a good attack. But sometimes it's those weird balls that end up scoring for you. And that's what we saw from Laval.
Yeah, unorthodox play there by Gendron. Jumps it back over his head. But you see Morneau on this side. He's picked up 3 balls in a row on defense to keep the game going for Laval.
Saint-Aubin, this is his first set of the match. Top of the tape. So, the Gaels able to get on the board with 1 off a service error. Venning will be back to serve.
Now, this is a big moment here for Laval, even though it's early in the set. Venning's a strong server. If you're Laval, you want to turn this one right away. If you're Queens and Venning, you want to grab this point back.
Just out of bounds. He's trying to go to that left side of Bocardi, but missed the mark, and it's 4-1. And you mentioned, now you take that good server out of the rotation, and you can be ready in case he might take some back row swings. It's all about the technicality for Laval, and they've adjusted well to start this 3rd set. High toss spinner. Lean into off the tape, but it doesn't have enough to get over. So 2 service errors back to back. Make the ball exchange hands twice, and it's 4-2, with the 2 being the Gaels who get the ball. Carr back to serve it. Bit of a missed call there, down that 5-6 seam. Morneau and Bocardi both going for it. If you're the coach, yeah, you can already see the coach leaning into there about calling that seam ball.
Yeah, he's trying to establish, I think, who's going to take what ball there, right? Really, if you're the front row attacker here like Bocardi, you got to leave that ball for the libero in 6.
Down the line. Morneau able to get there. Going to be a free ball over the net. What can Queens do with it? Straight into the middle. They're going to go back to Venning, who rips it. Out of the C ball position. Big point there for Queens.
Yeah, good adjustment there by Venning. You know, he's a little bit outside the court. Zimmerman leaves that ball a little bit inside, but Venning can adjust, get it to the cross court.
Using long strides in his approach there. Gets all he wanted on it. Carr with the ball. Sends a roller into play. Saint-Aubin with a back set, but that was read all day by Queens, who had both blockers squared up on the middle for the back set.
Yeah, good recognition by Carr here. He's had a really nice service game. He goes 2 strong serves down here, then the third one's a make, and you let the block get the point. That's excellent teamwork by Queens.
And he's got his team to lead now with 5-4 in favor of the Gaels. Hard serve off the tape. Thinking about touching it was number 7 there, Gendron, but luckily for him, he left it and the ball goes out. And he'll take back to the service line.
Yeah, good little run there by Carr to bring Queens back even. We'll see where the game goes.
Jacob Gendron back to serve. Sends a hybrid into play. Pass in the middle. Zimmerman to the outside, off the block, and down and out of bounds.
I think blocked that one right back down onto Mitrovic, right? It was the right play. He was looking for the block out, but a little tight to the net. Chouassi does a nice job.
Gendron passes up a spinner. Another hybrid. He likes going for those. Zimmerman in the middle. Again, turning on it, but he gets a piece of the hand. Linesman's calling a touch. I thought it went straight out. We'll see here.
Yeah.
Zimmerman having a discussion. He's frustrated on that.
It looked like he pulled it. It looked like he pulled it right across from there. I don't know if the touch would have been on the block or the defender, but that's a tough call.
I think it is the right call. Bogdanovic, he's done that earlier this game as well. He turns on it a bit too much. Spin serve down the line, into the middle. Bogdanovic able to get a turn on that. Played back. Not enough. Good hustle, though, in the back row for Gendron. Able to get there on that ball, but just not enough to play it back.
Yeah, a little bit of spark from Queens here. They were not too happy about that call. You could see when Bogdanovic went to swing that one, he had a little bit extra.
Bogdanovic back to serve. He likes lining up on that far left side. Taking a long approach here with a hybrid. Saint-Aubin over the middle, and oh my gosh. I hope we get a replay on that one. That one was absolutely painted down the line. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's some power.
Small window there for him to get that ball down the line on Zimmerman. Wow, what a play.
Chouassi back to serve. Sends a float serve in play to Zimmerman. Goes back to that right side. Swung down the line. Unable to get there. Venning doing a great job out of that back row right side here in set number 3.
Yeah, Zimmerman lays that ball right where it has to be for Venning. That was a good block from Laval. They served Mitrovic short, forced the back set, gave Venning a small sliver of line, and he hit it. What a play.
A couple of big swings exchanged back and forth here. That's what you love to see in a consolation semifinal. Float serve put in play. Dug up well. Again over the block. It's a net fault touch.
And that's the same ball that ended up being the high bounce on the last play. Saint-Aubin, you know, lays that a little bit close to the net. Venning a much bigger blocker. Too much pressure there for Bocadi right in the antenna.
Zimmerman puts it in play. Dug up well. Push to the right side. Chouassi might have hit the ball with his forearm, but it still scores as he was able to come in hard on top of the ball, swing down that line you mentioned earlier. That's a high percentage play for him, as he knows himself. Those line shots, they score, especially against this Gaels team who's struggling to block it.
Yeah, on the long reverse by Saint-Aubin there, right? The ball gets past the 4. He reverses the long ball. A bit high risk, but it was a nice hit.
Bocadi forced to go with a roller, tossed it a little far into the court. Zimmerman to the outside. Venning swinging through that block. Gets the point back for the Gaels.
Zimmerman, nice job coming off the net. Francis probably would like this one to be in a little bit better spot. But Zimmerman puts it up for Venning to work off the block. That's a nice play.
Ben Carr back with the ball. right side. Chouassi again down that line off the high hands. He's on a roll now.
Yeah, Laval's reception is keeping the ball in the middle of the court, slightly towards position 4. If you keep an eye on Saint-Aubin, he takes a quick peek at the block. Queens is giving him that alley out of the back row for Chouassi. He's delivering.
Felix Dufort back to the service line. Oh, he missed that one. He'll be disappointed with that. Float serve last second, tried to go down the line and catches it off the heel of his hand. It's a bit of a poor service error. Gives the ball back. An advantage now. Queens, who side out off of a freebie. Zabjak with it. Tosses a high spinner. Bit of a hybrid there, but he sends it out the right side. He likes going for that spot in the back right corner here. Just out of the 5 spot to the left of it, but unable to hit his mark. Twice in a row now.
That's a hard serve from over there. You're trying to go on the outside part of your hand, cut it in, and still hit the inside of that sideline. If you can make it, it's a good serve, but it's tough.
Saint-Aubin goes for the spinner this time. Zimmerman back to Venning, who's been his go-to. Now Saint-Aubin with a big push down the line. Pulled it a little bit too much there. Number 15, Perron, sends the ball long.
Yeah, you remember in the last set there, Coach Brousseau was talking to Perron about his footwork. He tried to get inside a little bit there, but then went with the hit back down the line. That shot's just not there.
Venning throws it up. Wise leave there by Laval as they get the ball back off the missed serve. So a misfire on the swing, exchanges for unforced error from the service line. Much tighter set here than we've seen in the past two. 12-11 the lead for the Rouge. Hard serve and it's aced. That's that spot we talked about.
Yeah.
Darovich hard to hit it on this side, but wow, what a play there on the service line.
Yeah, you see Perron starts out a little bit more in position 6, right? So the angle's not quite as extreme.
Right.
It's still a hard serve to hit, but for a first-year guy, that's impressive. See Queens here with 4 receivers now.
Straight down the middle. Tight pass. Look at the serving. From the line. All of a sudden, it's Perron forcing a timeout for his club here. He's been wonderful from the service line.
Yeah, that's two big serves for the first-year player here. Getting a little bit of an advantage here for Laval in this set where, 3 points, it's not a lot, but it's a good position to be in a 1-1 match.
The 2026 U Sports Men's Volleyball Championship continues all weekend at the University of Windsor through to March 15th, which is Sunday, tomorrow afternoon. Tournament packages and single game tickets are on sale now. Visit usportstickets.ca to guarantee your seat today. Chase the glory.
So in this timeout here, you got Coach DeGroot's got to be really stressing with 4 receivers there. See what kind of serve comes out of this timeout, right? We got a younger player on the line. He's gone once hard to position 5. Now he's gone to position 1. Now you want to make sure you're in a good position here to handle. I would expect something in the middle of the court, maybe off speed.
Yeah.
This is one where you really want to make to see if you can push this lead.
I was thinking the same, and that's when it comes to that court IQ of a player like Perron. Can you tell, do you have the maturity to say, can I take a bit off my serve, or are you just going to try and swing for the hills, right? A lot of those young guys, it's that decision making where maybe the errors come. We'll see what he can do here.
Yeah, what does the team need me to do, right?
He swings hard at it this time, down the seam. Zimmerman to the right side, Venning. Oh, man, it's a big block on the left side there.
Yeah, great serve again by Perron, right into the middle of the court, a little bit lower risk, force Queens to side out. Nice block.
Bocardie and Gendron lined up well there. Venning couldn't get around him. Félix-Antoine Perron. Perron leads into another hard one. Dug up. Zimmerman goes back to Venning, forced to. Picked up by Perron. High right side set to Chouassi. He goes high hands. Good defensive play in the back row, though, by the Gaels. Now to the left side. Swung through the block. Picked up Tempo set on the left side. And a good little roll shot by Bokelty. Recognizes the left side, not playing too tight defensively there. Puts the roll shot in play. He couldn't get the pancake.
Double sub coming here from Queens. Got Everett Smith coming into the game here in Wyatt Hall. Double substitution here, trying to get out of this rotation.
Yeah, Laval taking full control there as they're starting to read the fact that Benning was the only option on that lineup with an out-of-system pass. So we'll see what can come out of this. But Perron, the first year, doing well from the service line for his club. This one hits the tape. It's slowed down a bit. Into the middle. Touched up. It'll be pushed outside. Good turn on it by Bokelty. Real far inside set, but he's able to turn and swing into that middle area of the court and get the ball to go off the hands and out.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if this is by design. Saint-Aubin, he's gone low and flat to the pin. He's gone high and inside. The hitters are making a good adjustment. It's really hard for the Queens block to find what's going on here.
Perron crushes another one. Push to the outside, good tempo set, but it's blocked. And now it's just all Rouge et all as they are dominating this game, forcing the second timeout of this set.
Yeah, good swing from Everett Smith out there on the outside. Really tough situation. Pass takes the setter all the way back to position 4. Really the only option. No, young guy just came in right off the bench there, swinging against the double block. Makes a good swing. Just can't get it to go out.
Fans, U Sports wants to hear from you about your viewing experience. Visit usportsfans.ca or click the QR code on the screen to join our fan advisory panel. Tell us about yourself and help shape future U Sports Championship broadcasts by giving us your feedback for your chance to win a U Sports or U Sports prizes. Join the U Sports fan panel at usportsfans.ca.
So this set now is kind of where the other ones were, right? We were tight, 10 all, 11 all, right? It looked like we were going to have a bit of a close battle, and you know, same as each of the other sets. One serving run put us into a situation here where I don't want to say it's almost out of reach for Queens, but you've got to be building for the next set by now.
If you're Laval, you're happy. Like, it was a complete mismatch on that rotation. Maybe the strongest rotation possible for Laval, as well as possibly the worst for the Gaels, and it's shown. Hard serve. It's going to be tight for an overpass. Swung to the deep. Oh, that was close, but they're going to say it went out of bounds. Choisi sent it to the far left side of the court as all the defenders had pulled up.
Yeah.
But out low, out of bounds.
And that was a similar play. If you remember early in the rally, one of the first serves Perron have Choisi laid off of it, you know, and didn't go for the overpass, and that started the run.
Carr, service error out the left side as he gives the ball right back to Laval. Not something you want to do in this point in the set.
No, if you're Queens, similar to Laval in the last set, right? If you're Queens, you want to just try to take a little bit of energy out of Laval's side here, slow the momentum down. You're building for the next half an hour, probably.
Gendron. Oh, beautiful hybrid serve in the middle there. Push to the right side, swung on, ball's alive. But both the blockers almost out of the play there, didn't realize the ball was above their heads as it drops.
And there's the kill that Smith was looking for. That was again against the double block. Needed the first one to get himself calibrated. Powers that one through. That's a great swing for Smith right off the bench.
And Smith and Hall, the connection of the two guys who come in. Good moves by the coach for this Gaels club, as you said, building that momentum for the fourth. Float serve sent in. Saint-Aubin to the left side. Bokelty sends it long. Linesman took a little second too long for the liking of the Gaels there. They were going to question that one if it was called in.
Yeah, fastball you see here on the replay, just looking for the touch. It was close. Yeah.
So that one going long. Now it's going to be the Gaels who take the timeout. This is smart. You know, slow down the momentum of the Gaels. They get 2-3 in a row. You don't want that to build into something more. And just regroup and say, hey, get back to basics, keep those balls where you can swing them.
Yeah, Laval built this lead with execution, right? Execution on the service line from Perron. When you have a team now that's, down a little bit, maybe a little bit more risk on the swings, those types of things. That's where you get the block touches, the bounce. You saw Smith got the bounce here, just missed on the block out, right? If I'm Coach Brousseau, he's in the timeout right here, probably getting back to the fundamentals, right? It all starts with this side out here, and you want to continue this game through the 20s.
Yep. And honestly, it's been good passing from the Gaels, but better adjustment by Saint-Aubin. Like, even with the pass isn't there, we saw, you mentioned from out of that 4 spot, that one right side set, that Chouassi, he knows where his attackers are, or he knows where they're going to be, especially with those forced left side sets. Bocati, he's had a couple that he's had to turn on, but it's been no problem for him and his attackers with the connection. Sometimes they're going to get blocked, but
yeah,
he's done well.
Yeah, Berderovich here, you want to see a make here, probably to the front court guy.
Sends it straight down the middle of the 6 back. And crushed on a pipe. Ball still alive for a moment, but out the back. Beautiful swing there on top of the ball. Number 15 and Félix-Antoine Perron.
Yeah, and that's, if I'm the server there, Perron's just had a great serving run. He's really in the game. He's got a good flow. I'm not sure that's the guy you want to drop the float serve to.
Oh, yeah, and you mentioned the word flow. That flow state is a very real thing in volleyball, where you get into it and you don't feel like you can't make any errors. Push to the outside, and huge block. Saint-Aubin lined up right to the antenna, and no room there for the swinger out of left side on the Gaels side.
Yeah, at this point in the game, Saint-Aubin is right out on his guy, right? The second setter here, the middle guy's not too concerned with it. Laval playing it one-on-one.
Chouassi goes to the deep float serve. To the front row man. High pipe ball, dug up well. Chouassi calls it. He goes, hey, I want to swing, but sends that one long as well. Those cross courts out of the back row right side, he's struggled on here.
Yeah, this doesn't miss by much. It's a really good swing. He's in rhythm. Yeah.
It might have been in from that look we just had.
Yeah, it might have been in. It might have been in, right? That's one of those, you call it good miss, right? I had a teammate called a lot of good misses on the close balls. You're setting that up for later. So Queens undoing the double sub here. Zimmerman back into serve, ending back in the front row.
Zimmerman back to serve. Puts a floater in there. To Perron, now it's back to Bocati, and he uses the tool off the block.
Yeah, that's one of those that sometimes, when the game's going your way, the game's going your way, right? That ball's, too low and too fast from Saint-Aubin. It's a good block by Zajic. Just a bit of an unfortunate bounce.
Bocati back on the service line. Tosses up his spin serve. That was tight to the line, but he gets an ace off of it. Used every ounce of that serving area. Leans into one.
Absolutely he did. I thought there was no way that was not going to be a foot fault, but turned that left foot right at the last second and kept it in play.
See if he goes to the same here. Likes that 5-6 seam. This time it's dropped down to the libero. Zimmerman pushed to the outside to Venning. Venning goes over the block. Saint-Aubin tried to get a hand on it as it went over, but it still keeps going out of bounds.
Wow, that's an impressive hit for Venning. Off the bench, he's been sitting out for 2-3 minutes. Came in, take it right over high seam. That's a great play.
Nikola Mitrovic now back to the service line. We've seen him earlier in this game, and him and Berderovich from that line. A couple of serving errors. Here he does not make an error. What an adjustment, though, out of the left side by Perron. Back to Venning. Venning pops straight up. Good joust at the net. What a play by Saint-Aubin to have the awareness and turn on that ball.
Big dig, if you see, we won't see it on this replay, but big dig by Manville back in position 6 there to get that ball up. It was a good hit from the outside. Nice defensive play. Four in here on the serve.
Eat Alexandre Boilard. Boilard put the floater in play. Now it's back to Venning, who's on a heater, and he scores again. When he's hot, keep going to him. Zimmerman knows where Venning is right now.
Yeah, short side set there from Zimmerman. He gets the ball up higher, a little bit better location than earlier in the set. Venning takes care of the rest.
Venning's he's gonna want to come out that hot for the fourth set here. 17-24, Queens trails. Ball put in, passed well. Saint-Aubin into the middle. Swung on there. Recovery by Queens, but a big block out in the middle for Jacques Gendron. As he takes set number 3, 25-17 in favor of the Laval Rouge. So they lead it now 2-1 with a potential match winner in the next set. We shall see shortly.
All right, volleyball fans, let's give a warm round of applause to the Hamburglar.
You're watching the 2026 BioSteel U Sports Men's Volleyball Championships on CBC. I am Tristan McGuire alongside Scott Koski, the legend himself. We will be back with the fourth set action. Don't go anywhere. Laval Rouge leads Queens Gaels 2-1.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Back here for set 4 action in the Consolation semifinal between the Queens Gaels, who have the ball currently, and Venning will take it to serve. Puts it in play, passed up well. It's going to be an out-assist play, though. The right side, Chouassi into the net, not through that block. It's a 1-point lead for the Gaels to start with the ball.
Good serve by Venning. It seems like I'm saying the same thing at the start of every set, but nice serve by Venning, forcing the Laval side out right away. Early advantage.
Venning puts another good one in. Play off the net. Change up there. Going to be a free ball put over the net. Oh, miscommunication there. Offensively, free ball the other way to Perron. It's a reach on the block, though. A little bit overeager trying to block that ball as number 9 of Ben Carr gets on top of Saint-Aubin and gets a call he wanted.
Yeah, it's hard to lay off that. It's hard to lay off that ball even with Saint-Aubin in the front row, right?
Saint-Aubin tosses off a spin serve, a little bit of a roller, tight set. Zimmerman pushes it, and it's a good tip. The ball hit the ground. Good call by the linesman there to be aware. Pancake was unsuccessful, so it's 2-1 Queens.
Fastball adjustment out there to Carr. Makes a good read on the situation. The ball is too low against that double block. Lays it over the top for the point.
Carr back to serve now. Good serve by him. Into the middle, Saint-Aubin over the top to Choisi, who swings high on top of the hands there, off the block and out.
Yeah, good couple rallies here. Good serve by Carr. Good set out by Laval. This game's starting to find a little bit of rhythm early.
Caron back to serve. This is the rotation that killed the Queens last game. Reset there. Saint-Aubin back to Perron. Rejected by the tape there, though.
Queens right away, you see they're in the 4 receiver set there. Laval gets what they want out of that. It's a good choice by Saint-Aubin to go to Perron, who just hit that good serve. Unfortunate result.
Zabjek up to serve. Spinner into the deep left. Good pass by Boucanti. And Choisi goes high off the top of the hands again. Back. Now it's Bocardi getting the touch off the hands and out. Smart play by him. The more this match has gone on, the more intelligent he's been out on the left side.
Now that was a great choice there. Good dig by Venning on the first one. You see Zabjak here, he moves it in a little bit more. He still wants to get to that position 5. That was a good serve. That'll serve him well next time he comes around.
Jacob Gendron back to the service line now. There's a little bit of a change up into play there. Zimmerman into the middle, 31, and it scores. Good play there in transition. Getting on top of it. Number 19, Alex Bradirovic, swinging through the ball and finding that back line, which is high success, great swing for the middles of this Queens team. Ball kept alive into the right side. Choisi blocked straight down. Absolutely run like a book. Big celebration there from Mitrovic.
Yeah, Mitrovic all the way out to the line on this one. You remember he had Choisi had a couple of good swings right down the line. This one here, Zimmerman serve over here behind the setter. Great block.
Zimmerman back. Puts a floater in, drops it in there. Going to be out of system. Bocardi takes the risk on the big swing, but triple block was there to read him.
Yeah, you can see that the game plan here. We talked about that earlier in the match, right? Zimmerman with the serve from position 1, over here short to position 1. You know, Saint-Aubin coming from position 5. It's hard for the setter coming all the way across the court on the short serve. It's one of the hardest plays to make.
This is why I'm glad I've got Scott Koski at my side. This guy knows the game better than anyone I know.
And the game swings again. Hey, like now, you know, it was close. Now it's 3 points for Queens. You know, we'll see where it goes. We've been in this 3-point gap situation here a number of times in this set, and it hasn't been very often that the team on the bottom side of the scoreboard has brought it back.
One team is controlling, they usually maintain it. We'll see if Laval can change that storyline. They got a possible match winner here if they can take this set rather than go to as all the volleyball players watching know, gut-wrenching 5th set, 15-point drag race, which is, you know, some people live for that moment, but others, like myself, the nerves can get the best of you.
Yeah, you want to avoid that if you can, you know, unless you're obviously in this situation. If you're Queens, you're hoping for it, but we'll see what adjustments that Coach Brousseau makes out here. You got to think that this serve is going to Morneau again and see how he handles it.
Down the middle. Good adjustment there and a perfect execution out of the timeout. For Laval, they get what they wanted.
Yeah, maybe not exactly where Zimmerman wanted that. The first 2 he dropped over there, decided he'd test Perron on that one. He was up for it.
Good adjustment by Saint-Aubin. He hustled his spot right away as well. Choisi back to serve. Pass well by Carr. Zimmerman straight to the middle. It was over the block. Now it's Saint-Aubin with a forced play outside. Bocanti just rolls it. Ball put high on 2. Roll shot through the block. Saint-Aubin goes back. Way too inside for Choisi, but a good free ball put over by him. Good adjustment by Venning with his footwork there. Saint-Aubin into the pipe. Hit by Perron. Ball is still alive. Venning puts it into the inside. Rolled through the block. Saint-Aubin is out of the play. Chouassi adjusts. Good rally here by both sides. Going to be a left side inside one-step set for Venning. Now it's Saint-Aubin to the left side. Bocardi. Good dodge by the libero on this side for the Gaels. As Bocardi missed swing on that one, sends it out.
Yeah, you see the Queens block adjustment. They shift to the outside there on that one. It was a bit of a misread by Saint-Aubin. I think the middle was probably the play there.
Nikola Mitrovic back to serve. Mitrovic high toss, and he misses it. So a couple of free points being given back to Laval here as they keep themselves in this game.
Yeah, Bocardi back to serve here. You want to try to gather one back if you can. You want to sort of capitalize on this miss if you can, right? This is an important make here to see if you can bring one back.
Beautiful pass up. Zimmerman, though, forced to the left side of the court. Smart play, tries to go to middle there, but turning on it a little bit too much. Hitting error for the Gaels.
Yeah, that's the third time we've seen that shot by Buderovic, right? Or,
yep.
You know, it's a quick ball. It's the right idea to cut it, just a little bit too extreme.
He's almost hitting it like a sidearm as well. It's catching it to the outside of the right shoulder. It's tough. Keep that in play. Passed up here. Zimmerman pushes it tight to the left side. Outside of the antenna was the set. So tying the game now. Laval using that timeout early was smart for him.
Yeah, and you see the importance, you know, recognizing the situation here from Laval, right? They've dropped 2 serves in, 2 errors by Queens. It's not going to happen very often, but you put yourself in a situation where you've allowed the game to even itself up.
Bocardi, another good serve, coming back to play it. But Venning not willing to hop those benches and risk injury. Another great serve. Bocardi, he's been great from the line, great up front. Again, he's only 6'1", very short for an outside hitter at the national men's level, but still one of the best.
Good location on this serve here. It's down, it's right on Mitrovic on that side. It's hard to get the ball from position 1 on that angle up to where the setter needs it to be. That's the foot fault.
Finally, yes. Seems like every step he's getting a micro step closer.
Absolutely.
And that one, it costs him. So 8-8 the tie from Queens now as this game is evened up a little bit towards the middle. Buderovic puts it in. Sent to the outside, way off the net, but swung straight at the face there. Buderovic couldn't receive that one with the fingers. Good adjustment there by Laval on the play.
Yeah, Saint-Aubin delivers the ball a little bit higher, recognizing early that's going to be a triple block situation. 3 Queens blockers over there. Perron's got to get to the ball high, and he does.
Ball put deep in play there. Zimmerman doesn't have much options. He goes to the right side. Dug up well by Chouassi. Back for him. Didn't get everything he wanted on, and miscommunication forced back. Going to be a free ball now. Saint-Aubin to the outside, swung over the block, and a nice swing and a kill from Perron.
Yeah, that was a nice fix there. I'm not, you know, this is part of Laval's identity, I guess. You know, that really fast ball doesn't give Perron that much opportunity. That time it works in his favor, though.
Yeah, able to beat the blocker to the outside and gets a score. Now it's 10-8 in favor of the Rouge Géants. Zimmerman to the right side, Venning. Been his go-to man the last 2 sets. Again to the outside, left-handed tip off the block. Saying it went inbounds. Head ref's going to call over the down ref, having communication here. We'll see on the replay. That ball looked in to me. Ball is still almost rolling in. I think the linesman was correct to say that ball is in. This point should be in favor of Queens. Wow, I'm surprised by that. On the replay, it looked like a sure point for Queens, but evidently not.
Yeah,
linesman confers with the down ref.
Again, a bit of a high-risk play there if you're Laval, right? You're rolling the dice. That fastball to the outside, left-hand tip.
floater put in place. Zimmerman to the right side preventing again. That one's off the fingers and out of bounds. So good side out off of what maybe was a missed call for them by Queens.
A little spark here for Queens, and Zimmerman's given Venning 3 balls in a row. He's got a good rhythm. That was a great hit. See what he does with the serve here.
Oh, off the tape. So another service error for the Gaels gives the 3-point lead back in favor of Laval.
With Saint-Aubin going back to the line, right? This is an important moment again for the Gaels here. Lots of balls to position 6 and Mitrovic. He's picked up his reception the last 2 or 3.
Dug up well there. Zimmerman to the right side for Venning. And he's got the loose cannon on that, no touch. That was 13-9. We're going to see a substitution here. Zimmerman's coming out of the game. Going back in for him, Wyatt Hall.
Yeah, Coach DeGroot, I'm not sure what he's not satisfied with here. Sometimes you just got to change the rhythm a little bit. I know as a setter, I hated to be the one taken out of the game. I can relate.
Saint-Aubin, hard serve, passed up well though. Hall into the 6-pack, adjusted tip on 2, swing, and it scores. Good recognition there to swing on that ball by Laval. Able to get on it out of the middle position. Number 7, Jacques Gendron, forces the timeout.
Yeah, it was a tough decision for Hall there. I think it's the right play. You know, anytime you come into the game off the bench as a setter, you know, you kind of settle yourself into the game and you think, what's my most comfortable option to get the ball to the best player, right? On that one there, he decides to go to Mitrovic on the pipe. I think it's a good decision. It's a really hard play to make when you're coming in cold, though.
CBC Sports is the home of university sports in Canada. Catch the gold medal game of the 2026 U Sports Women's Volleyball Championship presented by Booster Juice. Sunday night here at 9 p.m. Eastern on CBC Gem and cbcsports.ca. U Sports on CBC. Chase the glory.
So we're in the same situation here that we've been in almost each of the first 3 sets, right? The game was close. It was close. One team starting to break away here. Let's see if Queens can kind of flip the script a bit here and bring this one back.
Saint-Aubin goes for that change-up hybrid to Venning down the right side. Big dig out of the back row, though. Hall to the left side. Off the hands. It's picked up. Saint-Aubin to the left side. Good play. Recycled on 2. But recognizing it this time, the Gaels blockers.
Yeah,
able to get on it.
Yeah, Laval sticking with that fastball to the outside, maybe trying to take advantage of Hall, the smaller setter in right now. But that ball's right in the zone where Hall can get to it.
Carr back to serve. He's been a victim of that horn several times this game, as it's another service error, which has been the difference maker in this game. Gaels not performing too well from the service line in this set, as it gives the 5-point lead back to Laval. Félix-Antoine Perron back to serve. He's deadly from the line. That one he sends long, though, which is twice this set that he has done so. So if you're Queens, you got to take advantage of that. That's been the difference the first, 3 sets is when he goes to the line. Now that he's missed twice in a row, use it.
Yeah, back-to-back, those are side outs that you want to have. If you're Queens, though, you're starting to run out of game.
That's one that you got to make as well.
Yeah, you certainly can't have that. It's a tough situation for Daikau to come in, serve that float serve after being on the bench for an hour and a half. But that's a ball that you need to have in if you're going to close this.
Yeah, especially as someone you coming off the bench before that serve. There's no worse feeling. I know it. Where you come in and you miss that serve as the serve guy. It's tough. Sometimes the ball just doesn't float your way though. hybrid serve there put in. It's going to be in a very out-of-system play to the pipe. Smart decision, though, and it works for the Gaels. Ben Carr out of the back row, almost a standing approach, gets up on it, just a swing, puts it in the court.
Yeah, Mitrovic delivers a nice set here. He gets backed up outside the court, lays in the pipe for Carr. Nice, smart shot to the open court. Laval can't recover.
4-point spread right now between these two clubs. It's the Gaels trying to get back into it. As that ball is just floating for them from the blue line. I'm not sure why they're struggling so much with that floater, but it just keeps going when they're behind that service line right now. So another unforced error, and it's 17-12 with Choisi going back to the line. Choisi floats it down to that two-spot off. The hands, though, good swing out of the right side. Beautiful hit, Nikola Mitrovic. Swung straight down the line off the hands and out.
Yeah, it's a good set by Hall there. Gets it up nice and high from Mitrovic. He can work it off the block. Laval's made another good read on the block, double block situation. Lots of pressure on the Queens attackers.
Back to serve now, Chris Tautrums. Tautrums for the Gaels. Needs to serve heavily. Tight pass, a good dump though. Beautiful dump. Saint-Aubin wise there to know the left side was tight in for the block, and he just tips it past him.
Yeah, it's tough play for Venning. You got a big setter like that, 6'6". You got to hang in there to take it away. With that size, though, he can just lay it right over the top. Almost impossible to defend.
Beaucaldi sends that serve long. Not what he wanted to do in this situation, as inching back slightly, but like you said, running out of the game, Queens.
Yeah, Coach Brousseau's not going to love that, but you know, as the game keeps progressing closer to 25 and the gap isn't closing, it's not hurting you that much yet.
Float serve to 6 back. Saint-Aubin goes to the right side back row. Good pickup there. It's going to be a free ball to work with. To the left side, left-handed fake out tip. Smart play by Perron. Recognized that spot was open just behind the blocker. Defender couldn't come and pick it up.
Yeah, committed to the speed on the outside there. Queens block, playing one-on-one on the outside there. Really hard to stop, especially that left-handed tip.
Voila, puts his serve in play. Hall into the middle. That one, again, turned on but out of bounds. It's just, Queens seem to be struggling for that middle position, getting those balls to land when they turn left on it there. And they call a timeout as it's 20-14.
Yeah, it was a good pass by Mitrovic there, right in the center. Laval had the double block there, lots of pressure. Zavjak can't get that to 6, he can't hit it to 5, he has to cut it. Now that's what they gave him, he just couldn't take it.
See if your Queens, this could be it. You got to come out of this and want to play your very best. You are the OUA champions. You want to prove, we're not here by accident. And, if you're, as a coach, what are you saying right now to the Gaels if you're in that timeout circle?
Yeah, I mean, it's, they know the reality of the situation. The energy's on the Laval side. They're playing with some risk. They're getting rewarded for it. In this situation, really, you want to pick one thing, whatever that is, whether it's the serve, it's the reception, it's maybe defending. You pick one thing, you grab a little bit of momentum, maybe not necessarily a point, but we saw Hall had a big dig there. Yep. Those are the foundational things that, if you're going to turn this, that need to happen.
We'll see what that thing is that the Gaels choose to hold on to in what could be their final stand of the 2026 season. Voila, up the serve. Calls for the high ball outside. Carr, and he gets rejected. he didn't have many options there. He tries to go for a sharp line shot, but unfortunately he does not get rewarded as the block was right on top of him.
Yeah, Hall did a nice job. He worked hard there. That ball was about 4 meters off the net. He does a nice job to deliver a good high set to the outside. Saint-Aubin had already released, though. There wasn't much for Carr to hit at, like you said.
Well out once again. Puts the floater in play. Zimmerman to the right side, and Benning crushes it. There you go. He's bringing some juice back to his team.
Yeah, and that's the one thing, right? Mitrovic just delivers the good pass, puts Zimmerman in a situation. They have 3 hitters in the front row. Spread it out, get Venning a ball, see what he can do here. Here's a guy that's capable of bringing this back for Queens.
As he takes to the line. Heavy serve, passed up Saint-Aubin, back to the left side. That's great play in transition there. Saint-Aubin recognizes, you got the passer, he just got it, he's lining up outside with the speed. And beautiful swing through the ball there by Bocati.
Yeah, both guys on tempo. Sometimes as the front court receiver, when you pass a heavy spin like that, you're approaching with a little more urgency. That was nice tempo.
Good serve there. Played back and into the net. I like there, though, that Venning, you thought his teammate might have been going for it, but still takes a swipe at the ball. But, yeah, the energy right now in the 8-point lead. 2 off of what could be the advance to the consolation final. We'll see what Queens can do to rally some energy here at the end of this set. Beautiful pass. Right in the hands of Zimmerman. He goes to the pipe. Ball's alive, though. Good pickup in the back row. Chouassi puts a safe ball in play. Back to the right side for Venning, who's been on a roll, and he scores.
Wow, that's a great shot. I'm glad he got rewarded on that shot. But Queens have been working hard here. That's a good hit by Venning. He's just missed this one a couple times. All right, but that's the level of execution that it takes sometimes, to win a U Sports game. So Mitrovic, a huge pipe, great dig in 6. So hard to score.
Ben Carr back with it. Carr puts a good serve in play. Oh, switch up there. Tried a little bit of an X-play out of the right side, but read well. Timeout called here by Queens.
Now we saw that play last night against Manitoba. Laval had it. It was wide open. That's obviously something that Queens had watched on video a little bit. It's a good play if it works. Used to be a good old school play back in the day.
Big time. Yeah, the right side coming out of the middle position. But you saw both the blockers. They're already stacked up there. They're ready for the middle or that play. And unfortunately, Laval trying to go for the pretty play didn't work. But why not try it? You're 2 points away from advancing to the consolation final of what has been so far a great 2026 U Sports Men's Championship for the volleyball.
Yeah, absolutely. The level of this game, like we said before, right? This is a hard game to play at 12 o'clock. Both these teams have had their moments where they've been satisfied and not so satisfied, but overall the level of play has been very high.
Carr back to serve for his team. And the valiance of the Queens Gaels, what can they prove? Good, tight serve, he goes for it. Maybe 3 or 4 inches away from it being an ace, but misses on the left side there. And set and match point here for Laval as they hope to advance to the consolation final. Taken back to the line, their weapon from the service line, Félix-Antoine Perron. Crushes one off the chest, went for the ace there. It's going to be a free ball to work with. What can they do with it? They're going to go to the pipe for Perron. He sails it off the back. That's when you're trying to get the big swing for the game point, right?
Yeah, you take a look at Coach Brousseau's reaction there. That's twice he's tried to go to Perron. In the 3-hitter situation, he really had whatever he wanted at the net. Saint-Aubin decides to take the high-risk choice. Coach Brousseau not happy.
Zabjek puts a good serve in play. It's going to be adjusted. Bocadi off the hands, and he wins it for his team as they advance to the consolation final. The Laval Rouge, the red and gold, move on to the consolation finals here at the U Sports Men's Volleyball Championship 2026 in Windsor. And for the Queens Gaels, what has been an amazing season for them. OUA gold, sweeps Windsor in the finals. But here they lose in 4 to the Laval Rouge. Terrific game.
Yeah, you know, overall Queens got to be, you know, bitterly disappointed how the result of these 2 matches turned out. You know, the first set yesterday against UBC, they played a really high-level game against a high-level opponent yesterday, and at moments here today, they got their game to the level that they know that they can get it to. Just unfortunate, it's cliche, someone has to lose.
Yeah. Terrific season, though, and you think about the careers and futures of these young men. Venning, fantastic player, did everything he could for his club today, just as he did the other night. Fantastic season for him as well, but just wasn't enough.
Laval est présenté par Jean-Noël Corriveau, directeur adjoint du service des activités sportives de l'Université Laval. Le joueur du match pour Laval, Rouge et Or, le numéro 1, Charles Saint-Aubin.
And I think that's a great call. Charles Saint-Aubin, player of the game. His setting was superb all match long. Speak to that as being a setter yourself. What does he provide to his team?
Yeah, he did a nice job yesterday too, right? He's in control of the whole match. He's got an idea what he wants to do. He's not afraid to try different things, you know. And for him tonight, having to work without Max Lozier, you know, his most experienced, probably top outside hitter, he did a nice job getting Laval to the victory.
Yeah, and you would have never guessed either that Laval, you know, missing one of their biggest weapons, still performed outstanding. And congrats to them. They will play in the Consolation final later on today as we approach the next game, which is scheduled for 2 p.m. See how much of a break we get in between, but fantastic matchup. The Consolation semis here, and a relatively good crowd for 2 visiting teams. Their fans showed up well. Lots of Laval directly below us here in the booth, making the trip from downtown Quebec there.
Yeah, lots of passionate volleyball fans. You know, volleyball is popular in Quebec, volleyball is popular in Ontario, and it's great to see so many families and friends traveling to support these athletes who've, you know, put in countless hours and in the gym and in a weight room and in a classroom to get themselves to this position.
All right, well, that'll do it for our Consolation semifinal number 1. It's the Laval Rouge who take it. You're watching the U Sports Men's Volleyball Championships on CBC. I have been Tristan McGuire alongside Scott Koski. We'll be back for the game this afternoon. Thank you for watching.